Hi guys, today we're going to show you how to style long, thick, curly hair into big, voluminous curls. So we've prepped the hair with a great shampoo and conditioning treatment, and the hair should be left saturated and very wet. And our first step, and I do have my products. The first step is a very light moisturising product. Today I'm using the Organic Balance Hydro Oil, which is a two-phase product, so I'm going to give it a shake. And because we are aiming for volume, we want to do a light mist through the mid-lengths and ends only. And then gently distribute that through the mid-lengths and ends. And then we're going to go in with our curl defining cream. Today we're using Total Recoil by Evo. We're going to be reasonably generous with that. So we're going to go in with what I would probably call 2 chickpeas. And so we're going to distribute that product through the hair while the head's upside down. So we're going to spin Jade around. Jade's going to go upside down. Again, starting from the mid-lengths and the ends. And then once we've got the product off our hands, we're going to walk it all the way through. So we're going to look over a shoulder to get the product distributed through the underneath, and then over the other shoulder to make sure it's just distributed underneath on both sides, and then back into the middle. And now once that product's really well distributed throughout all of the hair from roots to ends, we're going to scrunch. Now we're going to spend about a minute scrunching here because we want to create as much body and bounce as possible. So we're catching the hair in our hands, bringing it up to the scalp and scrunching. We really need to hear that squelchy sound. I don't know if you can hear that squelchy sound. We really need to hear that. If you're not hearing that sound, your hair's not wet enough. Keep going. And again, we do a little bit of a roll from side to side so we can get a good amount of volume and curl happening underneath. A lot of people find that the underneath hair is pretty stubborn and a bit straighter. So we want to get right in there and scrunch the product right in. And we need to hear that sound. That's our favourite sound. And then we're round to the other side. Alrighty, and then back into the middle. Give it another really good scrunch all the way through. And we're ready to dry. Alrighty, so now that we've got the product really well distributed, we're going to hang upside down. When I'm going for volume, I actually like to use high speed and high air to start to set the cast. So we're going to go hard and fast to get this set. We probably need to turn on the power. And to set the cast, we're going to catch the hair inside the diffuser. I tend to only do this when the hair is very wet and at the start to set the cast. So, rolling your head from side to side, so looking over your shoulder to get that lazy curl underneath to wake it up. And there's the other side. Back into the middle. Okay, so now you can see a little bit of activation. So once we start seeing that, we want to turn the air down. And now what I'll also do is catch the hair rather than cupping it to reduce the amount of activation, or what other people might like to call frizz. So we want to catch the hair and bring it all the way up and dry into your hands. This will give you maximum volume and maximum bounce in the curl, but by catching it in our hands and pointing the air into our hands, we're going to reduce that frizz. And then over the other shoulder now. So if anyone's worried about using heat on their curls, the Total Recoil has about 160 degrees of heat protection. And I can assure you that most blow dryers don't reach a temperature of 160 degrees. Just keep the air of the blow dryer moving, don't keep it too long in one spot, just keep it moving. So now I'm just going to pinch the roots and lift them up a little bit so that we can dry them and get a little bit more volume starting from the root. I'm just using pinches to pinch the hair and pull it up and dry directly into the roots. And then rolling a head around to the side, just going to pinch in at those roots at the back as well. So when you're doing this yourself, so you don't get an aching arm halfway through, it might be easier for you to hold the hairdryer by the barrel so your arm's a little bit closer to the hair. When we're going for volume, it's really important to dry the hair to about 90 to 100% dry and get a really nice cast. What I mean by cast is a little bit of stiffness, but don't worry about getting the stiffness, because the whole idea is that you'll scrunch the stiffness out and create even more volume and texture. I know by about this stage everyone's probably getting a little bit bored doing this themselves, but trust me, getting it to that 90 or even 100% dry is well worth it for the extra volume that you'll achieve. Alright, so we're probably at around 70% dry now. So we're actually going to start bringing Jade back up to a more seated, upright position. So now that we've diffused upside down and we've got lots of volume, we need to make sure that it's completely dry. So what we're going to do, rather than throwing our head back up like Brittany, we're going to roll it up so that we don't stretch out the curls. And when we get to the top, we're going to give it a shake. There we go. And now we're going to keep drying, so if you want to sit up upright, Jade. When you're doing this yourself, you'll finish by tilting your head from side to side over this way, so I'll get you to go. And then we're going to come in with the hot but slow air. So now we're focusing on the roots at the front because we would have missed that while we were upside down. Again, when you're doing it yourself, it might be easier to hold the barrel and then always catch it and dry into the roots and into your hands to dry the ends. On the other side, again we're using our pinchers just to pick that hair up and dry right into the roots. Because we've got that nice cast from the total recoil, we can touch the hair a little bit while we're drying it and lift it up to push some air into the roots. And also just get a bit more air into those ends to get them nice and dry. And then dropping, and just make sure it's nice and dry underneath here as well. When you're doing this yourself, it might help to bring it forward and dry into the ends. Now we're just going to throw the hair around a bit and dry into those roots. Make sure it's completely drying at the roots. And then look down, just make sure that all the hair underneath is also nice and dry. So we're about 90% dry here. And this isn't for everyone. So if you want lots of volume at the end of your diffuse, take the diffuser off, go back upside down. You can throw it over Britney style if you like. Full heat, full speed, come right in and just dry really quickly into the roots. Just for about 30 seconds, start helping to break that cast and to amp up the volume at the roots. So we're done there, we're going to come up like Britney, give us a bit of a Britney flip, There we go. As you can see, really good curl definition, oodles of volume. You could stop here if you wanted, but if you wanted to get a little bit more of a natural finish, you can then scrunch out the rest of your cast. Scrunch it. The more you scrunch, the more volume you get. Just be careful because you can also start to lose a bit of definition at this point, but we can get right into those roots. And you know, if you want to throw it around a bit, Jade, that'd be great. Just going to whip that cape off. So there you have it. There's our long, big, voluminous curls. So now you'll be able to do this for yourself at home. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.